morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Oh my goodness, yes. What is that? Well, it's quite simple. It's the beautiful reminder that you get to choose the same way that I get to choose. We get to choose what things mean. We get to choose what every moment in our life means. Remember, everything is fundamentally meaningless. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. And with that choice that you have, as I've demonstrated here and how I demonstrate in every one of these calls, with that choice, we get to lead our lives and we get to attract to us that which we lock into. Now, think about that. You are the one that gets to decide that for you in your inner world. Now, why is that so important? Well, simply because the inner world is becoming the without. The within is ceaselessly becoming the without. And that right there, when you lock into it, can do so much for you. And that's what we're hoping that you get from us. Everything that we're doing here at Elevitality, what I do, what Dolly does, what we do together is about helping you to understand that so that you can deliver the change that you seek. Now, how have we been doing it? Well, we've been diving into the principles. More specifically, we've been diving into the principles as shared by beautiful Charles Haanel in the Master Key System. If you don't have a copy of this, make sure you get a copy of it. If you want to read along with us word for word, chapter for chapter, page for page, then get this specific copy with this cover. And then when you get it, underline, highlight, take notes, and most importantly, apply it. If you don't apply what's being shared, I got news for you. Your results are not going to change. And see, that's where the key is application, baby. You got to use it. And through that use, you will see the change. There's no way that you're not going to. There's no way that it will not change your outer world. Why? Because again, the within is ceaselessly becoming the without. Now, as we go into this, also make sure you have your goal card. Wave it. There you go. Wave your goal card. Make sure you have this with you. Make sure you make it important. Now, what's the emphasis that I'm going to share with you about that? Well, you don't manifest what you write down on the card. You manifest how you feel about it. Feeling is the secret. You got to feel it. You got to connect with it. You got to be one with it. How you feel determines your actions. Those actions, that's your outcomes right there being given birth to, solely based from how you feel. And that then in turn leads to the results of your life. See, it all comes down to the same thing. It's very simple. So use what we're talking about. All right, so you ready? Let's dive into this, shall we? Let's go into where we are in this beautiful gem. Here we go. Boom. All right. So the page that we're on is page 375. And we went over this in the last session, and we're going to go over it again. Why? Because it's important. And remember, we're talking about how you're going to move it in your mind. Yes, this knowledge is here, but again, how can you use this? When? Right here, right now. What's the action you can take mentally, which then will lead to the emotional part, which then will lead to the physical action. So what does he say here? He says, the forces of life are volatile. They are composed of our thoughts and ideals. And these in turn are molded into form. Write this in your notes again around this box. You can write it, or you can write it in on your notepad. Ready? I can think what I please. If to think is to form, I can form what I please. See, everything in the outer world is something that has taken form in the outer world because of something that took shape in the inner world. Everything happens twice, first in the mind, second in its physical form. And you could do that for anything in your life. So they are composed of our thoughts and ideals, and these in turn are molded into form. Our problem is to keep an open mind. Remember, there's nothing more expensive than a closed mind. Nothing. Now, why is that true? Well, because our beliefs are shaped through our evaluations. And if your mind is closed, you're not going to reevaluate, which means you will not form a different belief, which means you will not deliver a different outcome. So the problem there is, okay, keep an open mind. Don't stay locked into the pattern of how you have been thinking. Or let me rephrase that, how the information has been moving around inside of you. So again, our problem is to keep an open mind, to constantly reach out for the new, to recognize opportunity, to be interested in the race rather than the goal. Yes, you've got to be locked into the goal, but be immersed in the journey. To be interested in the race rather than the goal, for the pleasure is in pursuit rather than the possession. Now, isn't that true? Think about that for you. Think about times when you've accomplished something and then you got it. Yeah, okay, fine. But then it was like, oh, is that all there is? Why is that something that happens in people? Well, it's because it's been rehearsed so many times inside. In other words, the outcome is something that's already been accepted. So think about that for you in terms of this. See, if you've already accepted this, now enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. Now let's go over this one more time. The forces of life are volatile. They are composed of our thoughts and ideals, and these in turn are molded into form. Our problem is to keep an open mind, to constantly reach out for the new. Why? Because we're so locked into more of the same because of habit, to recognize opportunity, to be interested in the race rather than the goal, for the pleasure is in the pursuit rather than the possession. Enjoy the journey. Now here, think about money. Okay, we want to earn more. You want to earn more, right? Yes, you do. Well, that means you've got to attract it. Remember, things are not brought into existence by thinking of their opposites. You can make a money magnet of yourself, but to do so, you must first consider how you can make money for other people. See, it's in service. How do you help somebody to deliver that outcome? So to do so, you must first consider how to make money for other people. If you have the necessary insight to perceive and utilize opportunities and propitious conditions and recognize values, you can put yourself in a position to take advantage of them. Remember what Earl Nightingale shared as the law of compensation? How much you earn is directly proportionate to these three things. Number one, the need for what you do. Number two, your ability to fill that need. And number three, how difficult it would be to replace you. And you only have to work on the second. Whatever you're doing right now, there's already a need. If the need is really big, oh my gosh, the opportunity is even bigger. With that being said, there's already a need for whatever it is that you're doing. Be of service. Fill that need. Be really, really good at it to the point of where you're difficult to be replaced. You know what? The money will come to you. You'll be a magnet for money. Be willing to do more than what you're being paid for. Instead of, oh, I'm only going to do what I was paid for. No, if you're unwilling to do more than what you're being paid for, you'll never earn more than what you're being paid. Wallace Wattles talks about this in The Science of Getting Rich. You must give more use value than the exchange that they give you for the money that they pay you. That you leaving increase. Then it goes further, but your greatest success will come as you are enabled to assist others. What benefits one must benefit all. See, again, it's service. Be really great at delivering service. You know, it's so interesting. I listen to a lot of people who struggle with regards to money, and you hear it a lot out there. Oh my gosh, it's in society big time. People complaining and talking about, you know, rich people as being evil and stuff like that when they don't realize all it is just about providing service. See, those people who are thinking that way, they are in the cycle of take, 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 which is why they don't deliver more income into their life. So you've got to not associate with any of that. Be amongst the givers, provide service. Think about everything that you love and enjoy right now. Oh my gosh, it's because somebody's providing a really great service. How many of you love Amazon Prime? Hello, raise your hand. And isn't it interesting how you're so willing to just continually pay for that? Why? Because it's amazing. So be of service. Now, before we proceed, those of you who are watching this live stream on social media, if you want to continue with diving deeper into this, to watch the rest of this call, to watch the replays, then go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You'll thank yourself later.